Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another What's Up Wednesday, episode 204 on Wednesday, the 12th of March, 2025. If we are meeting for the first time, howdy. My name is Scott Watson. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Go Small, Live Large, all about van life. And for those of you that have been watching for a few hours, few days, few months, few years, thank you for watching another What's Up Wednesday. We have just spent an incredible weekend together, so many of us, and many of you have traveled for a very long way to get to Peace, Love, and Vans outside of Dade City, Florida. That started Thursday. I kind of got there Friday. Well, I actually got there Friday. That's when it started. What am I thinking of? And it ended on Monday. The weather was perfect, and Monday it did rain just to wash all the dust off our vans as we motored out. And it's just an honor to have you, to be back in your ears and eyes. And to all those that joined me at the Ocala RV show, a huge thumb up for that. That was on Thursday. So it's just this great community we've spent many years building, and just to see all of us getting together in whatever kind of van you have, wish to have, never will have, but you'll just love hanging out with us. That's awesome. Tonight I have a kind of an interesting show for us all. And let me kind of get into that. This is, here we go, Scott. This is because of Marcelo. Wanted to know, let me zoom in here for you so you can see that. Where's my cursor? Right there. How would you compare Noovo Lite to the Winnebago Travato 59GL? Somebody, G Hoover 111 says, good question for Scott. So that is kind of the content for tonight. I've given a lot of thought, and I'm fairly well equipped to make some general comparisons because I've spent the night in a Noovo Lite here just recently. I've posted a highlights video of that, and we've got the tour and specs coming and the overnight experience video coming. So if I hadn't done that, I would not be answering this question, certainly on What's Up Wednesday. And here's how we like to roll. I see lots of familiar folks. And again, I just want to say a great big thank you to everybody that showed up. We had so many people. The Russos showed up. The Van Kaskis were there. Neil and Britt were there. Beyond the Fern was there. Who else was there? Charlie Grace was there. It was just so great. And some of us had not seen each other since last Peace and Love and Vans. And I think that's just the coolest thing, because even though it might have been a year since we saw each other, we come together here on What's Up Wednesday, and then in person whenever we can, when we do a Vanbury campout. We've got more of those planned. So this one's happened. This was their third time doing it, Josh and Zach, and they did a bang out job all together. Let us know where you're watching from. That's always of interest to me. And if you don't see your country's flag on the map when we get there, please reach out. Man, I got bit by a mosquito just a few minutes ago. That one, she got me pretty good. Let me know what your local fuel price is, and let me know what your local weather is like. If you can help me out, find your question more readily. It should look like this: 3 asterisks, 3 question marks, and then ask your question. Fair? All right. Yeah, there's the question format there, right there for you. And if you have a comment that you want to be sure to be seen on screen, please add 3 asterisks, 3 exclamation points to your comment, and we'll put it up on the show. Fair? Okay. Let's here's our current world map. Let me zoom in here for you. We've added Germany a month or so ago. So if you're watching What's Up Wednesday on the live or on the replay, and your country is not represented here, whether you're vacationing, whether you are a resident, please let us know, and we'll put your country's flag on the map. It's getting a little crowded. We could use some viewers down in, I don't know, Africa, South America. China would be pretty groovy, right? But anyway, it's just fun to see where folks watch What's Up Wednesday from. Give us a thumb up if you are, press the thumb up, even better, if you are watching having a good day. Jeez. I'm still kind of recovering from Peace, Love, and Vans. It's been a whirlwind for me the last couple weeks. Excuse me. I do have an announcement to make. I have completely fouled this up again. I need a proofreader. I need a secretary. I need a Bethany from Sunshine State RVs. So here's the deal. We were going to do a roundup. That's what I call a meet and greet, a roundup. I had the date totally goofed up. I've been talking about doing it tomorrow, March 13 at 10 a.m. I will be there at John Prince Park tomorrow, March 13 at 10 a.m. in case somebody shows up. The typo was pretty significant, something about 19th of March, which is next week. And I will be there also at John Prince Park on Thursday, the 20th of March, 10 a.m. Thank you to Big Bill and to Lyle for letting me know that I have typos all over the place. I'll be at both. The same location, both days, tomorrow and next Thursday, the 20th at 10 a.m. We just get together and talk van stuff. And if you're still recovering from Peace Love Vans, come on down. We'll share a story there as well. This is where the location is for both of them. I'll put my signs out so you can see it. This is a great park, Palm Beach County Park. They have a campground actually. And if you are, oh man, she got me good. If you are, want to stay down here for a few days or a couple weeks, it's really a nice park overall. All right. And my website's all updated with this stuff, and which is pretty great. Right there you go. Go smalllivelarge.com. Typos and everything corrected. Okay, before I get into the topic tonight, let's just say hi to some folks. We like doing that made the effort to get here. If you're hanging in there for the oh my God, I closed all the windows too. What is going on? It's those little tiny ones that sit and nip at your ankles, my ankles. Oh, they love me. In fact, hold on 1 second. It's pretty bad. You got a straight bug spray on your side of your pants. Welcome back. Okay. Hopefully this will work. Let me just test this quick. Now I'm running off of the house's internet because let's just test quick. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for being here. I'm having a Greyhound tonight. Just checking my speed here. Hang tight, hang tight. We'll say hi to folks. Wait for it. We're 25 down and 12 up. That's doable. Okay, let's say hi to some folks. Then I have actually a very long list of comparisons on the Travato 59G versus the Noovo Lite. So you want to stick around. We will just say hi and get right into it. Here's Tim and Kim from Fort Worth. Love Fort Worth. Cannot wait to get to the stockyards. Wow, gas is cheap where you are. Holy cow. Let's see. Here's Bill and Joe. Good to see everybody. Recovering from Peace, Love, and Vans. It was great. Most of the pictures I took were a little saucy. So I'm not showing many, including we got Bill doing karaoke in my van and YMCA, the whole group. And we did our Congo line. Thank you, Rob, for bringing that up. If you're on our Patreon member, you will be seeing some of that content because that's an appropriate place for that. Here's Sherry in the house. Sherry, thank you for everything you did during Peace, Love, and Vans. You did a bang out job, as did Rob, volunteering for the group. Here's Rod. Hi, all. Finally recovered from PLV. What a weekend. Nice to see old friends and new ones, too. Yes, Rod. Hopefully you and your lady friend had a good time. I think that you're the right Rod, right? It was just great sharing memories of Route 66 with you. Here's Eric. He had a good time. Good to see you, sir. Peace, Love, and Vans. Yes, we'll see if we can get the dates. They're going to be on VanLife Outfitters in a couple weeks talking about awnings. And we'll see if they have date set so we can already save the date. Here's Jane and Roger, Byron, Illinois. Roger and Jane, you need to get Discovery de-winterizing. Get your rears down to Peace, Love, and Vans in 2026. You don't know what you missed. So much fun. Here's David in the house. Good to see you, sir. Hello, all that was in the Peace, love, Vans. And here's Catmandu. He had a good time too. Hello from Charlotte. Wow, everybody's really split Florida. That's kind of funny. I departed after Sunday raffle to avoid the morning rains. Look forward to everybody next time. They had some pretty juicy prizes this year, including an air conditioner, like goes on top of your van. Let's see. Here's Catherine. Great to see you. Thank you for being here. Glad to have made it this week. Yes, ma'am. Appreciate you being here. There's Justin. Hopefully you got your chair with some of the libations. Hey, all, watching from Ocean Springs, Mississippi, where coincidentally there's a woman with a cat in a Noovo parked next to me. Might we know her? I don't know. Hi, Frisco T. What's up? Here's Neil and Britt. Good to see you. Everyone from somewhere in Texas. Neil is driving. So good to see everyone. Peace, love. Man, you guys are making some time. Today's only Wednesday, right? Holy smokes. Everybody's eager to get out west. Me too, actually. Let's see. Here is Ohio Sharon. Sharon, you need to join us next year. I know there's a lot of people. It's a little overwhelming, but our group kind of travels in a pack, so it's just us, kind of. Everybody's welcome, but it was pretty funny. We would not have insisted you join us on the Congo line. That apparently was the highlight for a lot of folks when I talked to Joss and Zach at the end of the festival on Monday. Here is Brian the Fern, Frisco T, checking from Cypress Top House, Harvest Host, Ocean Spring in my Noovo. Noovo was a hit on the vendor row, as was, I think, the Cape Cod Embassy and the Embassy Dolphin that I'm in, by the way, until early June of this year, was also a hit. It was nonstop talking, shaking hands, helping dreams come true. Here's Steve. Thank you for bringing your surprisingly delicious libation again. You guys drove off, and I didn't realize it. You left your stool behind. You drive right out of the... I didn't even notice until a long way, and you were too far to turn around. So you're wondering where it went. That's where it was. I'm sure it went to a good home. Here's Greg in the house. Greg, to see you. Wheeling. Wow, $3 a gallon. That's cheap. It's kind of expensive here in Florida. By the way, Greg makes the, I call them the GJs. They're the window screens that fit into let's make sure the window is closed, into the passenger and driver's side windows in a ProMaster, Sprinter, Ford Transit, so you can get fresh air in without bugs. I think when I took the screen out, they all snuck in on me. So there he is. So you go to my website, GoSmallLiveLarge.com, click the product page. Greg, I sent some folks your way earlier today. Hopefully you're seeing that. There's Miss Charlie Grace, who's going to be here What's Up Wednesday on April 2. So that is great to see you. And she was hanging with us. Here's Rob doing some really serious first aid help. I think one lady had a hangnail. One lady had a big toe with some grit under her nail. I'm kidding. It was great to have you there, Rob. Thanks for doing first aid coverage for us. Here's Rich L. 6 foot, 200 pounds, small dogs, enough room for us in a 59K. Yeah, I bet. Jeez. It's so great. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Here's Matt O. Wouldn't be an event without Matt O, who was probably got the t-shirt award. He had so many great t-shirts. Roads of Life, you missed it, right? Didn't see it. If you did, holy cow. A lot of folks in the embassy row. We kind of crossed back and forth, cross-pollinated, but here's Glamper Jan. Good to see you. See you at the Beyond. Great seeing you at the Roundup. That was on Thursday. Hope the RV show was successful for you. Thanks for stopping in. We had a great time. It was just a fun day. Then here's Steve's other half, Bobby, mom of Wilbert. Hello, everybody. Great to see you at Pete's Love and Vans. Yeah, it's pretty great. Let's see, just looking for, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Here's John and Sue. They had a great time. Lots of us will be in Bisbee March 2022, 23, in case others are interested. Interesting. Yeah, if you haven't been to Bisbee, Arizona, you don't know what you're missing. Holy cow. Unfortunately, event producers are not putting one on this year, which is, gosh darn it. Here's, we can make our own party though, right? And if you had a good time with Kyle running the karaoke and the disco lights and everything, raise your 2 hands up. Here's Stephanie at Peace, Love, and Vans from Wellington. Good to see you at Peace, Love, and Vans. Yes, ma'am. Great to see you there. I remember you. Thank you for having an avatar who can. Here's Leonard. Good to see you. The Simpsons were there. We might be having some announcements Need to reach out to you, Len. Here's Life and Death. Good to see you. You should know YouTube is interrupting the live stream with commercials. Yep, that's called revenue. Really easy to get rid of that is buy a monthly subscription. If you spend any time on YouTube, it's worth $20 a month or whatever it is now, and all the commercials go away. I make a few pennies off of that, and you don't see any more commercials and across all the channels. So, hot tip for you. God works in mysterious ways, right, Steve? Yay, reason to buy a new step stool. I hated that thing. Subconscious abandonment. Now, if you had ran over it and made a crunching noise, although it was raining so hard, we probably wouldn't have heard anything. Yeah, here's Don. That might be a new name. I'm disabled from Florida. I like the Noovo Lite setup. It has enough room in the garage for my mobility scooter. Yes, it does. I was just wondering, do you think a disabled person could do van life? I think so, depending on your movement ability. It's kind of a, it's a compact space, but Winnebago makes the Rome, R-O-M-E van in a Travato, not a Travato, but a Ram ProMaster, and it's really open. They've done a lot of ADA things. You can pull down cabinets and shower and wheelchair lift into the van. So if the Noovo doesn't work out, I would highly recommend that. All right, let's shift gears just a little bit. What I wanted to do is just share some thoughts with you. See if you agree or disagree. How are we doing on time? Pretty good. So again, I've got a lot of information here, way too many for slides, but I thought I would just kind of go through this, some obvious observations. And if you disagree with me, please holler, particularly those of you that are traveling in one of these. I'm going to cheers. I'm going to try and go back and forth a little bit with their website. So this is what a Noovo looks like at a screenshot, and this is what a Travato looks like. You can see some distinct differences right out of the gate, right? And I learned my lesson, ladies and gentlemen, a long time ago, not to compare, because that just doesn't end well. I was even doing comparison videos before I even had a van, so shame on me. Comparing my spouse to your spouse is going to probably win no matter how hot my spouse is, just saying. So this is kind of not fair, but there's some really big distinctions that I think, again, because I have spent time in this floor plan, and I have spent time in this floor plan, arguably more time in the previous gen, Travato 59G, I think I'm equipped to show some of this. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to start with the Travato. I will see how dizzy we get going back and forth with the websites. Or should we even bother? Because the photos are not great on Winnebagos. They are great on. I'm just looking at my screen. How do I want to do this? Let's do this. Let's whoops. Share screen window. I think I can talk through this. Most of you have seen these before. If not, raise your hand. I will do extra attention. Pay extra attention to you. Okay, I think I'll do like this. I think this is going to be much easier. So let's kind of go back and forth, right? Okay, so let's go. So the 59G, and he said GL in the comment, right? So I think I'm going to kind of round out for G floor plan, because the only difference is lithium. We'll talk about that. So let's talk about the Travato. It has, as far as I know, I saw them at the Super Show. It now has a fixed table leg. It's no longer in a Lagoon mount. It's a table. It's fixed to the wall with a bracket, and then it has a solid leg, I'll call it. But there's no table extension that I'm aware of, and it does not convert to a bed, which mine does. This one is plain as day in this photograph. Good job, Noovo, for taking awesome pictures of your gear, van, whatever. So this one does have a fixed leg also. If you look real close under that table, you'll see a rail there right in front of that black cushion. And maybe if I do this, so that's a little bigger than me, you know what I look like. One piece of that table leg comes off and it slips down onto that, just lift it, put on that next rail, and they move the cushions around, and that can become a second bed. For a small size adult or a kid, grandkid, niece, nephew, something like that. If you're adult, it can fold up and sleep like kind of infant style. then you can get through the night. And it has a ginormous extension. I would say it's every bit. Oh, I can't remember the exact one. Anyway, so it does convert to a small bed. Noovo does, has a fixed lay with table expansion. So check mark for Noovo Lite. Next one, the great room in general. Having spent the night, I know for sure that the Noovo has larger windows for more light and open feeling. It has better storage above and below the TV or below the table. And if you look closely under the table, you see two little, I'm calling them bookshelves. That is all storage. There's 2 cabinets above, and it's really beautiful. Whereas if we look at the Travato, not that way, Scott, this way. There is no storage below the table, to my knowledge. There's a little bit teensy space under the seats, which looks like airplane seats on Spirit Airlines, maybe. And the window is big, but I think the Noovo wins the bigger window size. There is a cabinet above the table, but I think Noovo wins the feeling, the storage, the light and brightness in here, this category. The Travato does have a TV that has a giant swing out arm that you can move that thing around and go all the way to the back, so you can watch it in bed. Noovo, to my knowledge, this model does not have a built-in TV. For those of you that like to watch TV on your iPad or other devices, not a big deal. Some people, it's a huge deal. So I'm giving the thumb up to the point to Noovo on their great room. Travato, on their Galley, you have your choice of propane or induction cooktop. The induction on the Travato only comes with a Volta Lithium equipped. I do think there is more horizontal surface to work with in the Travato. Whereas the Galley in the Noovo Lite, you can see the counter extension there, right? It's pretty voluminous, actually. You can get a lot of stuff done in that Galley. Whereas this one, certainly if you're using the cooktop and the sink, there's not a lot. Now you can put out the table extension, which makes a big difference, but the induction cooktop is built in. I always like to see these as portable devices. That way you can take it anywhere. It's not taking up counter space. They're really susceptible to breaking if something falls out of the cabinet and smashes the glass top. I do think that there is more storage above and certainly below the Galley in the Noovo, and it has a much better faucet system, more residential in style. So that one's kind of a ball toss. Really depends on what you want. Fresh water, speaking of fresh water, so on the both of them have filtered water at the tap. What's different here is Noovo has a separate water filter tap that you can use, so you can drink water from your van. That's kind of cool. The big difference here is, are you ready for this? Yeah, Noovo has 40, that'd be 40 gallons of fresh water, which is 2x the 18 gallons on the Travato. Point for capacity of fresh water to Noovo. Gray water, I can say that I couldn't find anything on Noovo's website. I've reached out to them for some specifications. That's my hair looking better now. And on the Travato, we know it holds about 14 gallons of gray water. Bathroom. Oh, yeah. I think overall the 59G bathroom, which you can see in the picture here, if I zoom in a little bit. So if you look all the way in the back of the van, you can see the cargo doors. To the left of that is the wet bath. And this, I'm definitely going to say, wins the size award for Travato. I don't have measurements, but it is definitely a larger bathroom overall. It does also have a built-in sink, which I really appreciate when I'm cooking and don't need the sink space per se. I can wash hands, wash a veggie or something in the bathroom sink. And I really, really love that feature in my Travato. On the Travato 59G floor plan, because everything is waterproof in there, no curtain is necessary, which I think is pretty great. If we look at the Noovo, the bathroom is right behind the seat there with that kind of wood panel. It's actually the shower access panel to the shower hardware. It's got a pretty good size, no doubt, shower. and it does not have a sink, so you really rely on the kitchen sink for everything water related, hands, teeth, veggies, what have you. It too has no shower curtain necessary. It uses a self-cleaning door back and forth, and I was pretty impressed with that. I would say the plumbing fittings, shower head stuff was better in the Noovo overall, and it's a very impressive bathroom for sure. Toilets. Who wants to talk about toilets? Oh yeah, I talked toilets all weekend. 3 days of talking toilets. Holy smokes. Really 4 days. So I'm looking at that noise. Listen to the noise. So toilet. So this is the Noovo. It has a cassette style toilet. Holds about 5 gallons of toilet waste. Many of you are familiar with this. It's now the only toilet system I really haven't used. So I'm going out on a lane here, or on a limb, and saying the Travato wins because it's got a traditional wet flush toilet. It's 12 gallons of poo and pee and a little water, paper, and everything. You put you empty the black tank. The sewer hose goes into a sewer dump station hole. You pull the handle, you never see it again. I have not, again, used the cassette style toilet. I'm just saying, if you're shaking all this out, whether it's in a residential restroom or a vault toilet, you're kind of having to see yesterday's lunch and the last few days. So again, I have not tried one, so that's my caveat. But given the choice, I would take the wet flush for sure. And the feedback I gave some of the Noovo team and will continue to give is get a tiny separate as an option. The separate tiny is what I now have in this Dolphin, and I am in love more than ever with my toilet. And they can do some controlled custom, we know, because Frisco T Beyond the Fern has a Lavio in her Noovo Lite. So they probably open to that. And if I was to get a Noovo Lite, I would say, hey, dispense with the cassette style and put in a tiny separate. Separate tiny technically is what it is. If you go to separate.shop, you can see all the stuff there. Hopefully you got to see that in the recent video I posted. Okay, let's keep going. Bathroom, we talked about toilet, system controls. So what are we looking at here? This is the Noovo Lite. So I'm going to kind of zoom in for it. It's hard to see in this picture because it's right above the entryway, but the Noovo Lite has I would say a far superior integrated single touchscreen Firefly style system. I can't remember the brand. Maybe Neil Britt, Frisco T can help me out with the brand. Is it Garmin? I can't remember. As opposed to if you've seen the Travato, it's this huge line of individually controlled system switches, and there's some feedback panels, I guess, all across the top of your patio door entry, which I think looks really not great. I would prefer to see them above those airline seat headrests, because at least they're kind of out of the way. You never really see them kind of hidden in plain sight, whereas you always see them on your other one. Personal preference, probably, for sure. So in my book, the point goes to Noovo on that one. Lithium energy. This is always a biggie, right? I will say that the lithium energy package is available on the 59GL and KL from Winnebago on the Travato. Standard, I think, was 9,000 watts, 9 kilowatts, or 12,000 watts, 12 kilowatts, with a 48 volt Pure 3 system that, as far as I know, is still powered by Volta. And it does have a 32 watt inverter. Why is that important? Because you can run the microwave and the air conditioner at the same time. It's a bit anemic on the Noovo website. It says it's 660 amp hours or up to 1,320 amp hours. I don't know the voltage that the system runs at. If I'm going back to looking at that, remembering the video there, I saw blue in there for Victron. I saw Lithionics batteries. So I'm really not up to speed on that. Again, maybe Neil, he's the expert on this kind of stuff, and since he's driving one around, can help us with that. But I'm actually going to give the, assuming you want to spend the money, the point to the Travato equipped with, but wait till you see the prices. You're going to be like, what's the deal? Solar energy, I think, is a want on vans because there's no real estate to really make it worthwhile, except it's 210 watts on the roof of the Travato, which is kind of useless, and it's 400 on the roof of the Noovo. So point there. So even with the inverter on, assuming you are in cold weather harvesting solar energy, the 400 watts will offset whatever the inverter size is, probably, because it's not listed on their website. So for example, my inverter on consumes 300 watts of energy, not doing anything, just having the damn inverter on. Why? Because they want you to have a shore power experience wherever you are. Garage storage. All right, this is a biggie for a lot of folks. We're almost done. Hang in there. How are we doing on time? Good. So garage storage, on the Noovo, it has a fixed bed. Very comfortable, by the way. Highly recommend that. One of the best nights of sleep I've had in a van on a mattress. And you could sublet the space to, I don't know, tiny people. And if your spouse is being bad, you can put them down there for the night and let them chill out. If you got cat boxes, cat or dog kennels, things of that nature, there is so much storage. I don't have, again, not listed on their website as a specification. And I can't remember from my video what the measurement was, but it's humongous. It is, pick a number, 5x on what it is over the Travato, which is space that is really just, if you see the Murphy bed there, look back all the way to the cargo door. To the right, you see these kind of vertical slats. That's the box spring of the mattress thing. You lay your bed down against a rail there, and you've got about, it's like, I don't know, 36 inches by 24 inches by 24 inches, so however many cubic feet that are. That's about what the garage storage is. So definitely point for Noovo on the garage storage. Anybody keeping count? I'm not. Whew. How are we doing? Garage storage, Scott. Exterior gear. So this is kind of interesting. I've got my Travato 59K tour and specs video coming out very soon, and I list off the cost of the options at retail for the rack on the roof, the bike rack, and the ladder, and you'll be stunned. It's about $4,000. The nice thing is the Noovo offers a similar gear package for about the same price with 100% better quality. Made by Rover, our good friends at Rover Vans, who unfortunately didn't make the show at Peace, Love, and Vans. But I would definitely give the point there to Noovo. It's an option. You don't have to have it. I would highly recommend it, and get the cool looking tires. All in, you're not going to spend a ton more money, but you're spending way better money on the Rover Van gear than the Summit built gear, which is kind of an Elkhart thing. And let me tell you, they are not high quality. Let's see, connectivity. This is on the Travato. So they, at the factory, drill a hole through the roof and kind of through the furniture and give you an access port inside that you can run a wire up through that little tube and access something on the roof like a Starlink or a Wii Boost, whatever you want to do. So they do pre-drill access, which is nice, but nothing is provided. Whereas on the Noovo, it's an optional Starlink installation and packages. Maybe Neil and Britt, maybe Frisco T can help us out with that. Nothing listed on their website, Noovo's. So I don't know what that looks like. But at least there's an option for Starlink right from the factory, which is pretty awesome. Now, these next few things I'm going to be very subjective of, and it's Scott's thoughts, my opinion. I've spent time in not this recent version of the 59G, so I don't know how much better insulated it is than my 59G, which I can tell you is hardly insulated at all. It is a steel can that transfers whatever temperature it is on the outside to the inside very quick. I got to believe that Noovo, again, Neil, Britt, if you can give me a thumb up on how the insulation is from your experiences from a Coachman and a Travato perspective. Echo's not fair, very different type of construction. I would love to know that. But assuming that the Travato is better than mine by at least half, and assuming that the Noovo is at least half as good as Travato, probably better, I'm going to do a, down the middle on that one. These next items, I'm rating them on poor, good, better, best, and superior. Materials. Once we're on the Travato here, I'm going to give them a good mark. It's kind of the usual suspects. They often try to save a lot of money by building some of their own stuff. Here's an example. Like the table, the countertop here, or the counter situation. Some of this is that comes out of Europe. But some of this cabinetry, they're self-building. This whole thing is self-built here. This little wire cabinet or a cubby thing is built inside. Is like it's supposed to be in a Revel or a, they just share all these parts across the lines, and I think it's just not great. This is all plastic, hard plastic here around the windows. So on materials, while nice, I'm going to give it a good, but the actual build materials, I'm going to give it a best on Noovo. So point for Noovo. This is no doubt much better quality materials all the way around. This is all soft fabric. These are all just beautiful. If you stopped in the Noovo at the Peace Love Vans or the Acala show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Workmanship, very subjective, but Noovo definitely gets the point here. This is stunning workmanship. In fact, I'm going to give it a superior rating. Again, poor, good, better, best, superior, because having spent time in that rig, the fit and finish was some of the best. A plus, and they take the time to round the corners. That is not inexpensive or easy to do. This is bending marine grade 6-ply plywood to make all of the counters, or I'm sorry, the cupboards rounded, the table, everything, right? Even this little cutout down here. So without a doubt, superior on workmanship for Noovo, and I gave it a good on Travato. It's good, but we'll leave it at that. Innovation, again, very subjective on a rating of poor, good, better, best, superior. I gave innovation on the Travato good. It's really a carryover from last year. I didn't see anything new at the Super Show. They've changed some interior colors. They've changed some exterior colors. I'm not sure that's called innovation. They've improved the seats a little bit. This is, I think, an old picture. They put a, no longer a Lagoon table that cost, $50 in a $150,000 van. So I'm kind of giving it a good because it's what it is. Innovation, I'm going to say on the Noovo Lite is, I gave it a best. Not superior. There's a couple things I think they could do differently, but it's really, really innovative from a floor plan, from a quality, from a European perspective. It's really a spectacular van. So, if Maggie's watching, I'm giving it a superior, but overall, I think it's a best to superior rating overall. Website, OMG. I don't know who at Winnebago's in charge of their website. I would actually venture that my website looks better than Winnebago's because I don't know what they're doing. There's hardly anything there. It's a bunch of specs. It's not inspiring. The pictures are what they are. So website for Travato, I'm going to give it a good. Whereas the website for the Noovo is going to get a best. I would give it a superior, frankly, if they just put a little more detail on the specifications. Now, these things are rolling out as fast as they can build them. They keep iterating, so there's always this bugaboo about what's online versus what I got delivered. So I get up, but a big old asterisk says, things subject to change, work with your dealer, call the factory. But there's no doubt that the website for Noovo Life, NOOVOLIFE.com is far superior to Winnebago. And that kind of leads us to price. So this was a bigger exercise than I thought, because the Noovo is they're hardly out in the wild yet. But so let's look at the Travato. So on Winnebago's site, it says the MSRP for the 59G is starting at $221,000 MSRP, but we know that's a bunch of BS. I need to come up with a different acronym that says, man, sure, rip off pricing. Because we know they're selling at dealers. And I looked at Sunshine State RVs. I looked at La Mesa RV. I looked at RV Trader. It's really hard to gauge a sell price because of the Travato KL, GL versus G and K. But it's about 130 grand. So MSRP 221,000, but they're selling them brand new 2025s for 130 grand, non-lithium equipped. I'm like, you people do yourselves no service by putting this anyway. So with the Volta, you add about 25,000. So 130 to 150 with kind of a Volta equipped rig. Whereas the Noovo So it's very clear on their website, starting at 162,000, but that's all in. All you're adding is options for the gear. It comes with lithium. You can up that a little bit. And I saw the really equipped Noovo Lite and even the Noovo Plus at the Sunshine State RV's booth in Ocala at the RV show last weekend. And the all-in 7-footers, 186 grand. And they do like transparent pricing, see-through pricing. So everybody pays the same price, just like Storyteller. I'm really glad to start seeing that kind of stuff. But man, even if you take 162 grand for the Noovo Lite and you compare it to 150 grand for the Travato GL, hands down, in my opinion, the Noovo Lite is the superior buy from all angles I saw at it. So I'm curious what you think. So that's what I thought. Let's see what folks have to say, if anything. And I could... Here's Noovo. I am watching Get Behind a Best. We always have room for improvement. Now, thank you, Maggie. You guys are, and gals, and just everybody's just, and you're building a community from the ground up, and it's just so great. So it was a fun thing to do, and you know, I love this the fit and finish in this. It's kind of funny in this Embassy RV Dolphin. There's the fit and finish is so tight I can't even hold my sign up barely. Because there's no squeak points, right? And I think Noovo's got the same deal going on. All right, let's say so here's Georgia Jack, fully recovered. Georgia Jack was getting his peace loving bands on. And Pam had a good time too, I'm pretty sure. There's Beyond the Fern. She's stalking Justin. Let's see. Okay, let me zoom down here, see where we left off. Hopefully you got to see the Nouvos at Peace Loving Vans or at the Ocala show. There are some, they were all sold out. So whatever was at Ocala, I think, are being headed to happy customers. So I'm really excited about that. And let's see, disabled, that's kind of where we left off. Yeah, Charlie saying I do love those Noovo vans. Yeah, they're just so well done. They're gonna have a home run in the marketplace for sure. Here's Jack and Gail. Got lots of Gail hugs over the weekend. That was great. So much fun seeing y'all. And you got to see Kyle. Kyle was and that adorable Maxine. Yeah, she was so funny. Kyle's a couple of 3 days of camping, and he's like, I'm ready for big beds, endless water, Wi-Fi, and Beyond the Fern says, for FYI, the Noovo photo is my van, and what a van it is, and so great. Let's see. So Noovo is insulated with double glazed windows. No, they're double pane acrylic, as far as I know. Travato is just 3 season. No, yeah, Travato. Well, the Achilles heel, I think, for a lot of them, even if you have tank warmers, is the plumbing between the tank and the interior. I don't really know for sure. Maybe Neil and Britt does, maybe Frisco T, what the 4-season capability is on the Noovo. But I would definitely say a Travato is 3 season, because if you're in like 20-degree weather, you're not moving, and you've got your plugged in and you're using your tank warmers, you're probably going to have frozen pipes between the tank and where it comes into the van, because all that hangs outside of the van. There's Marlena. Good to see you. And Carlos. Good to see you, sir. Yeah, 40 gallons of fresh water. It's pretty crazy. Here's Maggie. 40-gallon gray tanks as well. Scott, I know we have the whole Noovo crew in the comments ready to help us text back. Oh, that'd be great. Well, the lithium's one that was kind of anemic. So if you can help me out with that. And I sent a note to you, Maggie, to help with that, because it's I want to do the right specs on the rig so I can get that video out. I love your website. Good job. Here's Toilet, Worlds of Life. So here's Deborah kind of helping us out with the double. And, you know, people like to talk about the double pane acrylic, and they do have some R value for sure. Thank you for your comment, Deborah. But if that's the only thing that's insulated between the exterior wall and the interior wall, there's really nothing in there like mine. It doesn't matter what the windows are. The acrylic windows, it's going to be useless. Here's Arkansas Tracy. Great to see you. And your bride. She is real. She had a good time, I hope. She's great. You're in a Tampa. This is great. Let's see. Thank you, Frisco T. It is a Victron Servo, and also the Rixon's has its own screen. So Rixon's is the heat and hot water system, endless hot water. So that's definitely a plus for Noovo, because in the Truma, with the Truma Combi and the Travato, you got 2.5 gallons hot water. They can make that last for 2 really fast cat bath type showers. Oh, I didn't know this. I can't do. I have a separate tiny on the Aeon RV with the #1 plumb to gray tank, now technically black, but still all liquid. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's really great. Here is, I prefer the controls above the slider. That way I have a nice wall space behind the seats. Yeah, I would tend to agree with it. Certainly when they're all in like just 2 panels, right? On the Travatos, they have stuff spread kind of everywhere, like on mine, which they're kind of outside, out of mind for me. EcoFlow Power Systems way to go, says USMC Master Sergeant. Good to know. That must be one of those portable deals. I don't know. Oh, thank you, Justin. 8 kilowatt for Noovo or 1,500 kilowatts. So that's a lot. So, for example, my Travato of since 2018 has about 8,000 watts total, or 8 kilowatts, whereas the newer ones has about, I think it's 14 or 16,000. So kind of on par there, which is great. Thank you, Justin, for the. This would be kind of interesting. I don't think there's any comparison. I'll just be honest with you. Pixel's a great van, but it's maybe we'll do that. I don't know. Here's Fernando saying renting a space to park your van is getting overpriced. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. So here's Frisco T on the Starlink. Yes, you can opt for a Starlink install. If you don't, it is ready for install later. The installation in Noovo is amazing. Is that a real word? Thank you to Frisco T. Amazing. 3-year warranty, good one. It's was it 18,000 miles or 12 months, whichever comes first in the Travato. So thank you for that. So here's day 49, like the van, Noovo. I guess he's talking about when will be sold at more dealers. Right now it's factory or Sunshine State RVs. Now here's Neil talking about insulation. Installation amazing on the Noovo. We were in some freezing temps. Noovo's watching. So is this Benoit? Is this oh gosh, all this team there. I'm gonna miss somebody for sure. Sorry, get pulled down top of him. Here's Mark. Impressed with the Noovo. Yes, I completely agree with you. Here's Fernando. Van sales are slowing down. A lot of things are slowing down just because nobody knows what the hell's going on. Please don't look at your 401k. If you thought you were retiring this year, you can back that up. You push that out a few years, I still get a van for sure. Yeah, Steve, he's kind of a tall guy, says 11 with the Noovo models. Headspace for sure. Here's Bobby talking about that. Yeah, the Plus is great. 7 foot inside. Your bed goes up. You have that amazing lounge in the back. It reminds me of a yacht, plus a workspace up front. Here's Baggy saying, I'm always watching your live, Scott. Thank you. Keep me honest. Appreciate that. Here's T. Brandon saying Noovo Plus RL rear lounge is my favorite. Speaking of that, if you are, they're doing an open house at Noovo in early April. If you go to their website, there's a little tab you can click on, get information there. I will be there. Britt will be there. Frisco T. Beyond the Fern will be there. Nick Schmidt, Sunshine State RVs will be there. There's kind of a camp out thing going on. So go there to get the latest information. Go there for the latest information. Noovo, really like the Noovo, yeah. Here's Steve saying, Justin, would we still be scream singing? Yeah, Justin's got the best, and Big Bill did the best karaoke song, If You Can't Sing, ever. That's the song Tequila, I guess. It's all music, and then there's 4 times the word tequila is mentioned, and I gotta say they nailed it each of the 4 times. Good job, gentlemen. So this is Ranger Horse speculating. Noovo Plus drives terrible. Here's Neil saying, nope. Just drove at 75 miles the other day. Wind, rainy weather, drove fantastic. Felt no other different than a regular ProMaster hybrid, which is what this is, and all the other 3500 extendeds are. So, here's Mark saying, I tried to come up and say hi at Peace Love Vans, but you always have a crowd around you. Yeah, my voice actually got really raspy on Monday. I told Kyle, actually stayed out, street camped in oh my God, what's that cute little town? Oh my God, please hold. Sebring, Florida. Oh, such a great, we're going to go back. It was such a great town, street camped. Again, if you're on our Patreon, you'll get to see where I parked. And I was so hoarse. I was so grumpy, so worn out. I just got in my van and just slept. It was great. Here's Sherry Ann. Yay, and Mike and all the cats. Hi from Chile, Brooklyn. Those guys are awesome. Yeah, what's the better deal here? Roads of Life wants to know. That looks like an MSRP to me. 176,000 for a GL, a Noovo Plus, no extras, 186. Yeah, that's a better deal. 100%. Get the Noovo. There's the warranty. Thank you. So 200 grand. You're still getting a ton of van on the Plus for 200 grand. It's an investment in life. It will not appreciate, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it's about $200,000 investment. So is Noovo using Mastervolt? I don't know. Versus Lithionics. We'll have to see. I'll get a lot more information when we get back to the factory. I was so busy at the Peace 11 Vans, I didn't have hardly any time to meet with the team over there at the Noovo booth, and the same was the deal at the Ocala show. So it was so busy, which is great. So thank you. This is Beyond the Fern says Noovo uses Lithionics, which is great. Hey Aaron, what's up? Beer. No problem, sir. What's up? All right, well, let's call it a wrap. My voice is still recovering. It's just great to see everybody. And again, kind of a reminder that if you are in the West Palm Beach area, tomorrow I will be at the Roundup at 10 a.m. tomorrow, and again next Thursday, because I flubbed up on the dates so badly. So this Thursday and next Thursday, got a lot of content coming at you, and I'm just really focused on that. And just want to thank everybody for, again, hanging out with me and us this last weekend. Congrats to Noovo. And Embassy was a home run too with their Cape Cod. And this rig, I think we turned some heads, won some hearts with this Dolphin SS solo sleeper. So it's a very different van, and I'm loving the toilet. I'm always happy to talk toilets. Maybe I can demo a van with Sunshine that has a used one that I can actually use a cassette. Then I'll have the full enchilada on toilets. No pun intended. All right, folks, just want to say thank you again. Next week we got, is it next week? Please hold. I think we got Van Caskey's next week. Oh, please hold, please hold. Yes, next week, March 19, we got, wait a minute, March 19? Oh yeah, that's a Wednesday. 20th is the Roundup. Hillary and Bob of We're the Van Caskey's joining us. So please join us for that. And we've got a bunch of folks coming as guests, including Road Trek. Charlie Grace is going to be here working with Lithionics, Noovo, 27 North, and a whole bunch more. So just put 7 p.m. Eastern in your calendar and join us. That would be just awesome. And all the stuff's on my website. Go small, live large. You know that anyway. So there you go. All right, folks. Thank you very much. Great seeing y'all. Get your journey on if you haven't already. It is 2025. We're rounding out Q1. And let's get you moving if you haven't already. And if you are moving, some of you are speeding across the USA out of Florida. Peace be with you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.